Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm Moxie Infernape, and this is my battle for Week 5 of Season 6 of the CPC, and I'm playing Zamcro, coach of the Blackmont Raikougars. So, my team builder went up yesterday, if you want to check that out. I went over the team I'm bringing, went over these 6 boys right over here, and Zamcro, as you can see, brings these 6 over here. He's got the Mega Galade, Tapu Fini, Alolan Muck, Licky, Thundurus, Therian, and the Gligar. So, nothing too surprising. Probably didn't expect the Licky. Gligar I wasn't super expecting, but it definitely has some value in the matchup. Decent Heracross check, decent Drapion check. It can help versus Thundy if I'm not bringing Hidden Power Ice, which I almost didn't bring. It was kind of tricky to bring on the set that I'm bringing, but I do have Hidden Power Ice on it, so I am pretty prepared for that Gligar there. So I'm just gonna lead with my Thundurus here. So I feel like it's a really safe lead versus everything. Honestly, it outspeeds everything naturally on this team. So barring a Scarf Thundy or I guess like a Scarf Gligar. Or Scarfini, which is viable, because it does outspeed my Mega Medicham. I outspeed everything on his team, and even then, I can take any of those hits. So, I feel like Thundy's a fine lead. I can just U-turn or scout some damage. So, he does lead Fini, so I'm thinking this is a great lead for me. I'm just going to U-turn turn 1, expecting him to switch. He does stay in, which isn't great for me, because then he can get some pressure on me, and that's not good. But I'm just going to go right in my Drapion. Really my only safe switch in here. He could go for Moonblast or Surf here, and this is the only thing that I'm okay taking that damage with. And also, yeah, I mean, like, he didn't bring the Haunter, so I don't need this round for Haunter. It can definitely help switch into the Muck, but I can still take some damage now and can probably pressure him out with a Poison Jab, and I might just be able to just click Knock Off the following turn. So I'm going to switch into Drapion, as he does go for the Trick, which is interesting. So not sure what to think of that. So I'm thinking, though, he's probably Scarfed, or like maybe Specs or something. But I'm thinking he very well could be Scarfed. Actually, does it show his item? Lefties. Oh, no. No, he does not have lefties. Right. For a second, I thought it would have shown it. No, he's not lefties. So, I'm thinking, very decent chance he's Scarfed because it makes sense to Scarf a Trick. And I'm not sure what other item he has. Maybe Specs or something. But Scarf does make sense to have to be my Medi. But the reason also it failed is because I have the Grass and Z. Not because this is one of my Z Crystal mons, but I can still bring a Z Crystal from not going to use it. So, I didn't bring it for knockoff's sake if you didn't watch my team builder. But yeah, so at this point, I'm pretty sure he's going to switch out, and he might be locked into that. I'm not sure of his set. So, I feel like knockoff's a pretty safe play. Even if he does stay in, I can get rid of whatever item the Fini has, and then, I mean, it's not going to trick again. It won't work on Drapion. But still, I can scout its out of it and see how much damage it does, and yeah. So I'm just going to click knockoff, as I said, and he does go right into Gligar, so we get rid of the Eviolite. I do a good chunk, which I think showed he's pretty Spidef. Not very physically defensive. I don't have Ice Fang to hit, so not a great situation for me to stay in. But that's fine. I did get rid of the Eviolite. Now Thundurus can 2KO this seemingly Spidef Gligar. So I thought he'd go right for the rocks, as he does. So that's why I went right into Thundy now, so he doesn't take the rocks damage right now. And here I expect him to scout for the Hidden Power Ice. I just go right for the U-turn, and I do gain that momentum. As now I can just bring in my Medicham right on the Licky, and he's in a tough spot. Now he can go right into Gligar, into Fini, or like maybe the Galade, I'm not sure how defensive it is, to take this fighting move here, either High Jump Kick or Drain Punch. I have Drain Punch, but he doesn't know what fighting move I have yet. So I felt like I was in a pretty good spot. I think I just click Drain Punch right here, just because it's a safe play. Yeah. Like really, I had no reason not to click Drain Punch there. I mean, like, I could click Ice Punch or Poison Jab, thinking either Gligar or the Tapu Fini was coming in. But I felt like I didn't need to, because the following turn I can still predict, like, when I outspeed them both. Fini could be Scarf, but I can see the damage from the Drain Punch, and then use that to gauge. Other way, I think... I'm thinking back to the damage I got from U-turn earlier on Fini. I don't know if I don't remember if I looked at that calc and saw much of his set. I forget how much... I feel like I might have not looked at that and scrutinized that damage too much to figure out his set, but either way we do get some more intel later. But at this point, so I'm thinking he brought in his Gligar to scout for the Ice Punch, either, well, one, scout for the Ice Punch, slash also use that as a pivot into Fini, that way he can bring in Fini safely and it can still live the following Poison Jab or Thunder Punch. So I felt like he's bringing Gligar so he can pivot right back into his Fini. So I do predict the top Fini to come in. I go after the Poison Jab. As he does switch, brings in the Fini, I'm going to go for the Poison Jab, and he's going to do a good chunk. Still not as much as it could do, and this damage shows he's like max Fizz Def, so good to know. He's not Scarf or anything. So, if he is, I guess it could be max Fizz Def Scarf, and I guess outspeed me, but I wasn't expecting that, and I don't think he would. I don't think he would be. I don't know if that outspeed me anyways, but he's not scarfed. We're fine. I just go for poison jab again. Really, no risk in that. He's only switching his Gligar, in which case I just Ice Punch the following turn. So down goes the Feeny, and that is awesome for me. So in comes the Gallade, which is a bit scary. I don't want this to get a free setup, and I can live any one hit. Zen Headbutt will do like about 70, like at most, so I can still live that. I just go for a Poison Jab myself here, as that is the most damage I can do. I don't have Zen Headbutt in this, so I just go for the P Jab. Does about half, shows he has probably like a little bit of defense or a fair amount of HP. But not too much. He's not too bulky. Probably just a leftover EVs that he didn't need in speed, because the next fastest thing on my team is Garchomp. So he has a fair amount of EVs left he can throw in HP. So at this point, I'm pretty scared of this Gallade, and I don't want my Medicham just to go down. So I'm thinking he's gonna go right for the Zen Headbutt or maybe the Psycho Cut. Go for the Psychic move to knock out my Medicham here. So I'm just gonna go hard with my Heatran, which is Scarf, which can live this hit. As I go right into Todd the Heatran, as he just clicks Close Combat. So I have a very dead Heatran. In hindsight, I mean, that does make sense, because actually Close Combat would have still at +2 O-code the Medicham. So that was a fair play on his end. I don't think he was really predicting the Heatran, just I think a safe play still. So you know, it's fine. Also, like even Thundurus, which I mean, like Thundurus would still die to the Close Combat after Rocks. So really, I know good switching to that Close Combat. So it does make sense why he went for that. I just saw he clicked Zen in the moment, and I feel like my play was still pretty logical, because he could have clicked Zen, but he didn't. So sadly, Tran doesn't really do much, but that at least allows me to bring in something for free. And I decided to bring in my Thundurus because I can outspeed this thing. I think I just go for the Wild Charge, because at -1 defense I'll kill, and I didn't want to predict his switch and then have him stay in, so I didn't want to click U-turn. So I do just safely Wild Charge. He does bring in Gligar here. And I think here I debated U-turning because I thought he might switch, but I felt like at this point, he might think I'm Scarf though, because I've only clicked U-turn. I think I brought this thing into just to U-turn twice, and then now I'm clicking Wild Charge, so he very well might think that I'm Scarfed, or just locked in a move, and so I might probably Scarf. But yeah, I wouldn't be Specs, and yeah, from the damage he knows I'm not Banded, so he very well might think that I'm Scarfed from this, so he might just stay in. And I'm just going to go right for the Power Ice. If he switches out into Licky, I can just U-turn the following turn, or into Muck, I can still U-turn. I'm just going to click HP Ice now, as, so he does stay in. So that is a dead Gligar. We just picked that off. That's awesome. So up 5-4. So in comes the Licky, which I can just get off free damage. Really no reason not to. Just a U-turn there instead of just Dry Switch. As I can bring in Medi for free. Like, I mean, he can click Body Slam or Return or something and get off some decent damage. If I have Drain Punch, I can get that back, and really I can just pressure him. Or assuming he like gets a Body Slam Para, or I mean, Toxic could be kind of annoying, but really nothing's too threatening from this Licky, and I really had no reason not to switch right into Medi. So at this point, I think I just click Drain Punch. Really, there's really no drawback to it. I mean, Fundy or Gallade can switch in decently well, but a Drain Punch plus Bolt Punch knocks out the Gallade, and then I get off good damage versus Thundy if he wants to bring that in. So I'm okay with that exchange. So I'm just gonna click the Drain Punch here. So he did throw up the Wish, which is a little bit scary. No, I do click Ice Punch because right, I forgot to mention the Wish was in the air. So my reason there was because I figure he could go into Thundy on the expected Drain Punch, in which case he can live the Drain Punch, and then the Wish would put it back at, I think, full, or almost full. So I thought really the only way he can switch and really benefit from it, or really that I don't gain some damage on him, is if he goes into Thundy on my Drain Punch. So I thought Ice Punch is my safest play. Even if he goes into Muck, I can get some damage on that. I mean, he'll get the Wish back, but I can still just Drain Punch. So I do get a crit, which means he gets a Wish, and it's not back at full. He would be back at full if I didn't get the crit, but it doesn't really come into play, so I'm just going to click Drain Punch and going to be able to 2KO him pretty comfortably. So I did 66%. I did not need that extra 10% that I got from him not being at full. So he does go for P-Jab, does a good chunk. Thankfully, no poison. I just Drain Punch again and knock him out. So we're up 5-3. Medi picks up his second kill of the game. Looking pretty nice here. So in comes the Thundy, which can knock me out with a Thunderbolt. And I figure at this point, I think he's going to want to click Thunderbolt, because if I stay in with Medi, which I could, or like earlier I showed, I stayed in with Medi versus the Gallade, so he might just want to just make the safe play and just knock me out, thinking I might want to just stay and click Ice Punch in case he sets off or does anything else. So I go right in my Garchomp feeling like I could make that play. Even if he did predict that, like within Power Ice, I could still live that. If he's Scarfed in Power Ice, that'd be a little bit scary, as then he's gonna be able to outspeed this and outspeed my Thunders too, and he will 2KO. That means I can go right just like back into Medi, honestly, or yeah, I can go back in a Medi and click Drain Punch and get some health back, and I think being ranged to actually live a T-Bolt. So I was still alright with making this play in really any scenario. So I'm just going to go Dragon Claw right now and get off some damage versus this, or versus the Licky. As he does go right into Licky, that's fine. I can get some damage, scout its set a little bit more, and yeah. I'm just going to click Toxic right now. He could have Heal Bell, but if he does, that takes up a move slot and takes up some time for him to do it. So I'm just going to get some damage on this, just rack up the poison, and get my rocks now, which will help me weaken down that Thundy. He does have Ice Beam, which was pretty cool prep. Does break my Yachi, so this is going to be... it could be a little bit trickier in terms of dealing with Thundy now, as you know, I don't my Garchomp, which can live a Hidden Ice from full. I mean, net Rock Drop now, so I guess it wouldn't be full anyways, but or live a +2 Hidden Ice, I meant to say. But I can still, I mean, well, now Garchomp does die to a Hidden Ice if he does get up like the speed boost from the agility on Thunder, so that could be a little bit scary. But I do still have like Marshtomp can still live a hit, and then still I do Bullet Punch on Medi if I can get that, and also Draven can still live a Thunderbolt from Thunder. So I just gotta make sure I keep my stuff healthy and alive enough so that Thunder does not sweep me there. So now I think I just switch because I don't want to take another Ice Beam. I can just go right into Medi. Like really no reason not to. Even if he switches, I mean, then I'll just make him take rocks damage, and I'll just make him switch. But he doesn't. He just clicks Ice Beam. Safe Drain Punch for me here. He can bring in the Glade if he wants. He does live the Drain Punch, but he's now in range of Bullet Punch. If he had Shadow Sneak, I think I live here. I think it was guaranteed actually. I believe it did 54 max. So even if he had Shadow Sneak, which I did not expect him to, then I can live that. But no, he does not. So Bullet Punch will be able to pick off the Glades. That prep did work out there. And all he's got left is Thundy and Licky, so I might need this thing around for the Licky. I mean, with it being poisoned, I think I can still beat it with the other 4 Mons in my team here. But I feel like I can keep Medi around, 1, to help me beat that, and 2, also just for differential sake. So I'm just going to go hard in my Marshtomp, expecting him to either Thunderbolt or maybe set up of some sort. So Marshtomp can still live 2 hits, basically, or live and attack the following turn. So I'm expecting the Grass Knot here. Really, the only prep he needs is, if he brings 3 attacks, really the only offensive moves he needs are Thunderbolt, Hidden Power Ice, which hits everything on my team barring Marshtomp, and then Grass Knot for Marshtomp. So I thought Grass Knot was going to be what he was going to have here, as he does go for that, and I do live. And I go for the Endeavor, which will weaken him down and possibly be in range of Bullet Punch. If he has no bulk and is just like a normal, like standard Thundurus, then a Bullet Punch will be able to knock him out. But I'm not certain this thing's bulk, so well, I'm just going to first stock on my Marshtomp. Really don't have another play to make it. It's my safest play, so then goes Marshtomp. But I'm going to bring in my Drapion here, which can live a Thunderbolt from full. The reason I went to Drapion, not Medicham, is because if he has, like, surprisingly has a lot of bulk, which he could, I'm not certain yet that he doesn't, then I don't want to go for Bullet Punch, not kill, and then like maybe have a lot of trouble beating his Licky here. So I felt like I'm just trying to play it as safe as possible, and if he crits me, or maybe he does, like, even if he's that played, I still live this Thunderbolt. So it was a safe play, just go right into Drapion, as I can live his hit. Thunderbolt, I do live, I go for knockoff and pick him off, and I'm not even sacking off any differential, because I can still safely go right into my Medicham, which can live me 1 hit. Like right when after I lost my Marshtomp, I calc how much this thing can do to my Medicham, and if it can't kill me anyways, then I can still make that safe play by bringing in Drapion, and I don't even have to sacrifice any differential. I can still bring in Medicham, live this hit, and then he does go for Earthquake. I do take that. And then Drain Punch will be able to knock him out the following turn, so we do still win 4-0. Didn't have to sacrifice any differential, which was great. And yeah, we win 4-0, which is awesome. So all my wins versus him, or all my games versus him, are 4-0s, and all of which I've won. So I've done well versus Zamcro, but that does not mean he's a bad player, though. Zamcro is definitely a very good player. He did very well last season in the CPC D League. He's off to a rough start this season. I believe he's 0-5 now. So not a great start for him, but he is a good player. Like, I've seen him do well. So you know, he's not lacking there. And he's got a scary team, like with Glade, Feeny, Alolan Muck, Thundy, just a lot of scary mods. This was a tricky game to prep for, but I felt like my prep did pay off. Like Thundy was able to just be a good pivot. Medi pressured him so much. Scarfpran didn't do much. Marshtomp pulled through in the end. Drapion I was able to keep healthy for that late game scenario there, and Garchomp was still pretty useful to weaken down the Licky and get up rocks and whatever. So I felt like this team just worked pretty well. I mean, Heatran didn't do much, but it did at least provide me a chance to bring in my Thundurus for free and pressure out that Glade, and you know, that helped, and that allowed me to pick off the Gligar that following turn. So I guess that helped. But yeah, anyways, that was a good game to my good pal Zamcro. So GG, buddy. So next week we do play Techno, coach of the Carolina Pantherians. So he is very good at Pokemon. Like he like won the NBL Minors, and then he won the game versus Aster for like the overall championship. So yeah, he's not bad. I believe he's 4-1 so far. So you know, he's pretty scary. I'm 3-2, so after a rough 0-2 start, I'm bringing it back. 3-2 plus 4, looking all right. So halfway through this 10-week season, looking okay. So if I can just keep this winning streak up and beat Techno next week, I will be 4-2 and in a great spot. But you know, he's very good, so very well could be 3-3. But what's up to see that next week? Next Thursday, Battle will go up. Hopefully Team Builder on Wednesday. And yeah, I'll see you guys then. Peace out.